everybody, James and I are going to Walmart, so we're going to try to make our little Sunday chat here in the car because we just don't know how we'll feel when we get back home, will we, honey?
All worn out, tired, and aggravated, pissed off.
So we thought we'd go ahead and try to make a little video here in the car, and I wish I could get James on, but he said just don't put him in the picture, and I could go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
To wear her out.
He doesn't want me to. So anyway, yeah, we're going to the Walmart. It's snowing a little bit, just real fine, and but anyway, we're going to pick up where we left off last week. You know, we went and got our marriage license, and you know, all that happened, and so the big day that we were going to get married, James, they didn't want to let him off. They let him off on a Friday, and he was going to be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but he wanted another day off. We wanted to get married on a Thursday. So, what happened, honey?
I played pretend sick and left work.
He worked the night out. He worked the hoot owl.
It's a hoot owl, yeah. I left around 5 o'clock, tried to get a couple hours sleep. The services or the wedding was going to be around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that brings up another thing. I don't know, Mom and Dad gave us the wedding. Yeah. Now, I don't know if they did that because they liked Susan so much, or they felt so sorry for her that she was getting me. And they wanted me out of the house.
Oh, they love me.
Yeah, that's what it was. They really liked Susan.
But, so what happened was James went to work that night, and then he said, I'm sick, about 5 o'clock in the morning. And so he came home about 3 hours early, but still, yeah, you know, he didn't get no rest. So anyhow, we both got dressed, and I was in white, and James was in a suit, and his mom and dad had called a local preacher to come and marry us, and he was just the cutest little thing, wasn't he, honey?
That preacher, yeah, the preacher was, he'd been a family friend with my dad for a long, long time. Dad and him worked together in the mines, and and Dad had a great deal of respect for that man. Yes, he did.
He's about 80 years old, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And when he came dressed, oh my Lord, you'll see a picture of him.
My dad told me, he said, now Preacher Wingler said that he'd do the, you'll have to cut that out probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said that he would do the services, but he wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, he wanted to talk to James because James had been married and divorced before.
That's right. And he said he didn't like doing that. He said when I marry him, he said they stay married.
Yeah, and every time James and I'd get in an argument after we got married, he'd always think about
I always think about Preacher Wingler,
that
what
blessing
he said.
Preacher Wingler told him, you know.
Yeah, well, he did that same blessing there at the wedding, too.
Yeah, but anyway, so when I laid my eyes on him, I tell you what, it was just hilarious. He was so cute. And he had it looked like he had like 3 or 4 different outfits on.
I tell you what now, so if anybody ever had the spirit, now that man did, because he was so, at that age, he had so much life, you know.
Yeah, and
enjoyed life.
He was just, he weighed about 90 pounds.
Yeah, he's as stout as could be.
Yeah, he was, you know, one of them old timers. But anyway, so he talked to James, and I guess he put the fear in James, didn't he, honey?
Yeah, put the fear in me.
Oh, goodness. So we got married up at his mom and dad's house. James's mom really,
she did
it up right. Well, okay, let me tell you the story about the cake. They bought us the 3-layer three-tiered wedding cake. And
so pretty. It was so pretty.
Tell him, baby. Okay.
But anyway, I went down to pick the cake up. Mom told me, said, you need to go down there and pick that cake up. So I went down there and went and picked the cake up. And on the way back, the cake slid. And when it slid, it came apart. And it just messed everything up. And Mom, when they moved to Tennessee, but anyway, when Mom moved to Tennessee, her and Dad and some of the family, she asked me if I wanted the little thing, and I didn't think, she'd kept it there for years and years. The thing that went on top of the cake. What was that called?
Oh, we got it. I got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got
I thought
it.
I told her just go ahead and throw it away.
No,
What
are you
was it?
crazy? It was the man and woman on top of the wedding cake.
What was it that she threw away that I told her
It was
to
the
throw
top tier of the cake.
away? Oh.
The top layer of the cake.
Really wasn't anything to do
No.
with the cake.
Yeah, well, it was the cake itself. Let's
Yeah.
get back over now.
Bye.
All right, see what happens was it's a tradition. I don't know if it is where you all live. But when you get married, you save that top tier of the cake, and then at your 1-year wedding anniversary, you're supposed to take that cake out of the freezer and eat it, on your 1-year wedding anniversary. But James wouldn't eat it. He just...
I just call me an old fuddy-duddy, a twit, whatever you want to. There's a lot of things I regret not doing because I didn't know no better.
That's okay, baby. But anyway, so she kept it in her freezer when they did move. I guess it was still in her freezer after, I think Josh was about 11, 12 years old when they moved. So it wasn't fit to eat then, but... So anyway, getting back to the marriage part, James and I got married in his mom and dad's living room, and
The reception was there at the house.
yeah, his mom fixed it up really sweet, and all we had was some of his family and my sister, and that's how we did it, and that's how we wanted to do it. We didn't want to be. Now that I'm older, I told James, I said, I'd like to have a big church wedding, like to renew our vows, but that'll probably never happen, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, back to the wedding. Our preacher, he was just preaching up a storm, wasn't he, honey?
Yeah, he was.
And he kept on saying, I share everything with my wife 50-50, and he got me tickled. I mean, it was everything I could do to keep from busting.
And he was squeezing her too.
Yeah, busting out laughing, honey. And so what I had to do, and it's terrible, but I had to think about bad things. I had to think about my mother dying. Of course, I thought about her that day too, because she wasn't there with me. But I had to, to calm myself down and keep from laughing out loud at the preacher. I had to think bad thoughts. But he was just so cute, wasn't he, huh?
Yeah, preacher wasn't special.
Yeah, so anyway, after the wedding and everything, we had our cake, and we're going to post a picture at the end, probably, of what we look like and stuff. We don't even look like ourselves, do we, honey?
Oh, Lord, no. I put on, I tell you what, the suit was my brother's, and he was the skinniest rail there ever was. And when I got married, or Susan and I got married, I had to take the suit and have it taken up so I could get in it. That's right. I mean, oh, well, you'll see.
Yeah.
We'll show you.